Good afternoon, Northwood High School. This is Ms. Christofferson. Welcome to Plus One Organization Week 8. And we get to hang out again for a little bit. I know you guys are pretty excited about it. I certainly am. All right, but before we start getting to the good stuff, as usual, we need to do planner checks. Everybody knows how this works. Get your planners out, computers out, have these things out for your Plus One teachers to go around and see what is happening with that. Again, guys, these are grades that go towards your overall grade for your Plus One class. Okay. The other thing that hopefully you guys should have out are your composition books or a piece of notebook paper if you do not have those things. Obviously, we are going to be writing those kind of like what we do every week as well. Yes, that is a composition notebook book bag. You would be amazed at all the different things that I find, and I will continue to find them. All right, so what in the world did we talk about last week? Or I guess I should say 2 weeks ago. Last week we talked a little bit about Cornell notes. And as you see from this picture right here, this goes over the basic setup. And I'm obviously going to review that with you guys today. But basically, they're developed by a gentleman by the name of Walter Pock. And part of the reason why he established those or created those is because he noticed that his students were struggling with tests. And that was at Cornell University. So why is it that these things, or how is it that Cornell notes are so effective, is basically, if you guys recall, this curve of the forgetting curve, I guess I should say, you've seen this I don't know how many times, that immediately after class you already start forgetting the notes that you guys have. So we've been kind of going over methods that you guys can use to try to get you to remember those things. What's really cool about Cornell Notes is that it basically forces you to look at your notes and work with your notes 3 different times. And that is a constant review that typically you're going to have right after class that'll help you retain that information a little bit better. Basically boils down to when you guys get to the point where you're kind of over not understanding what's happening in class and starting to do something about that. All right. Why should we learn? This cat's very distracting for me as I talk about this. I saw this quote that said again that you're guaranteed to basically raise your knowledge and grades in any given class. And like I said on the previous slide, it all depends when you guys get to that point where you're like, okay, enough is enough. I need to get things together. Let's go. We've been through 6 weeks. I don't know. We're midterm. Well, I shouldn't say midterm. Excuse me. You got your progress reports from your teachers. If not, you will be getting them. And got to get things together, okay? It's time to get going. So the reason why the kitty cat is dancing again is because, come on, guaranteed to improve. It doesn't get much better than that, okay? That definitely deserves a little bit of a dance, okay? All right, so in going over the Cornell notes, we basically talked about a way to set them up, and kind of the little way that I gave you guys to remember that is the word star with R at the end, okay? So what does the star stand for? The S is basically going to stand for setting up your paper. Now this is if you don't have an actual sheet of Cornell notes. On the wiki I have linked to different pages for you guys. If you want to download those and use those resources, you're more than welcome to do that, but you can do this with a piece of paper, and this is what you guys are going to do today with your composition book. So set up your paper is going to involve several things: name, date, period, all those things like that. Basically a question. It could be the statement that your teachers are writing up on the boards as well. So you can write that up at the top if you would like. And then you're going to basically draw a line down, not through the middle of your paper, okay? But obviously you can see where that's at. So your paper should, poof, look like this, okay? So that's setting it up. That's the first thing you guys are going to do today, all right? Next, you're going to take notes. Those are your teacher's notes that you give you. Or if you're reading out of a textbook or reading an article or anything like that, this is where you're going to take your notes on the right-hand side of that line, okay? The A is going to be to apply your thinking, all right, once you're done taking notes. And they say within 24 hours, obviously. Well, today you're going to do it pretty immediately, but if you're reviewing your notes, it's kind of looking over those things again to say, what in the world did I write about? You're going to put questions out here to the side, okay, just kind of as a review. The part that I like a lot is the reflection, okay, and that's going to be down at the very bottom. That's going to be the summary where basically what are these notes representing, what's going on, okay, with them. So this is the one way to review. This is another way to review. And well, here's another one, but we're not going to include that one in there. If you guys happen to miss something in class, this is a time to get it from your textbook, from another student. Just get caught up with those things. and then you can review them. So this is what I'm going to count as the third one, where basically you can fold that paper over, see your questions, quiz yourself on it, and how sweet is that? Okay, I mean, it's super convenient. So there you go. Star, set up, take notes, apply your thinking, and all the R's. Okay? All right, one more time. Yeah, it's overkill, but I'm sorry. Just got to make sure. Number one, name, date, talking so fast. Name, date, topic, and class. Okay. Next, you're going to draw that line. That's the third thing. Your notes. That's the fourth. Okay, over here, your questions. You don't have to do this immediately. Today we are, but typically you can do it a little bit later on. Okay, like in plus one, right? Down here is your summary, and I didn't do the whole folding over, but basically you could fold this over and then look at your questions or your cues that you have over here, and the answers are going to be in the notes section. Okay, cool stuff. All right, so helpful links on the wiki page. I've added some more for you guys today, so I just want to show those to you. Down here under helpful links, in case you don't remember any of this, you don't want to download the PowerPoint, anything like that, I basically have put this handout here where it kind of talks about everything that I talked about. So it's just a nice little review of what's going on with the Cornell notes. All right. Second thing is going to be Cornell notes, make your own. I saw this one and I thought it was kind of cool. If you guys are interested in making your own, so, for example, if I do Christofferson, class name, biology, you're like, oh, I know I got notes today in biology, 4th, 2014. I love writing on some graph paper. I don't know why. Let's go with 3. Let's go with this, okay? And hit submit. And poof, look at that. It's like, how cool is that? All right. And then you got your holes there that you can punch. It's already set up for you. You got your notes column, your cue column, and your summaries. And you know what? You can type anything in there. You guys just saw exactly what I did. Kind of a cool thing. Yeah, it's kind of neat. All right. So that's something for you guys as well. Here's the blank Cornell notes. That's a Word document in case you want to type things in. I had this for you guys last week. Okay, so you can come in here and blah, 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 blah. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Do whatever you need to do. Okay, and then last but not least, I've uploaded this PowerPoint for you guys if you happen to need that. Okay, all right, so moving on. So the big question is what's next? Okay, you know I love dancing, people. These are for the teachers. I'm sure all your teachers recognize the Carlton. All right, hey, gotta love some Fresh Prince. And this robot dude with the hole in his chest, I just thought was getting it as well. So let's practice. Woohoo! I know you guys are so excited. Okay. All right. Practice makes perfect. I know that's a bobo thing to say, but, you know, we're going to do it anyway. All right. So last week we actually did practice, and what I had you guys do is get out a sheet of notes and turn those into Cornell notes. But in conversations with colleagues, I heard that a lot of people don't take notes, which is okay. All right. So what I thought I would do is I would try it a different way with you guys, that instead of notes, what we would do is I have found some articles for you guys that I thought seemed pretty interesting. And what we'll do is that we'll take some Cornell notes from the articles, okay? I didn't pick any ones that were very long. And like I said, I tried to pick something that might be interesting for you guys. And this is actually pretty good because this is a tool that you can use if you have reading in your classes or articles in your classes. I know in your history courses, you're reading all sorts of stuff. Documents, letters, things like that. This could be something that you could do with that as well. So let's take a look at those, okay? Basically, I just want you guys to pick one of these articles, call it up on your computer here in a second, and you're going to take some Cornell notes in your composition book. So the first one that I put up there for you guys was, what is Ebola? And there's lots of misunderstanding about it as far as what it is, how it's transmitted, and this kind of is a very simple way to clear some of that stuff up. Unfortunately for you guys, I'm a science teacher, so I have a lot of sciencey stuff. This one's pretty cool. It says, move over cheetah, a mite sets a new speed record. And actually what is ridiculously cool is there's a video down here that shows that it goes so fast. I'm not going to show the video because I don't want to spoil it, and it's very hard for me not to watch it again, but I'm going to leave it up for you guys, okay? Zombie teens, okay? This one's actually really interesting. Doctor's orders, start schools later to make teens happier and healthier. I know everybody in here is like, yeah. All right. There's some really interesting stuff in this article and some statistics and whatnot, and I think you guys might enjoy reading that one. The very last one is true vampires, okay? And this is basically where we think about bats when we think about vampires, but this gets into like, look at this cutie pie little moth, all right? But little did you know that he could land on you and like, well, not you, but he eats blood, okay? Or yeah, she eats blood. All right, but this gets into all kinds of blood eating critters. Nothing really positive here. Really kind of weird stuff, maybe the might, but science teachers were wacky. Okay. All right. So pick one of these, read them, try some Cornell notes. Okay. Also, in taking those notes, guys, try to remember some of those other strategies that I gave you guys about, not writing things down word for word, shortening things, making them yours. Okay. And like I said, it's all about practice. This is a tool that can help you guys. Okay. And yeah, it might seem kind of lame right now, but if you try it and it works, then, well, you never know till you try it, right? So how do you know if it works or not? Okay. All right. So that's that. And good luck with that. And I hope you guys enjoy those articles. And I will talk to you later. Oh, real quickly. And if you ever want to show me your work, I know this sounds really stupid and you think I'm really kidding when I say this. I'm not. If you guys are pretty proud of your Cornell notes that maybe you did from these articles or something that you did in class, I would love for you to come show me. Miss Burwell had her kids come get signatures from me, and I only had one kid come get my signature. And I saw your graphic organizer from her notes, and that made me so very happy. So please feel free to show me anything, anytime, even if I don't know you. I'm not a scary person. Okay? All right. See you later, Northwood.